People hate the Krasue, and I honestly can't be mad at him. Although I don't think she necessarily contests with upper S tiers like Nurse and Blight, she is incredibly strong. But before anyone yells at me, I don't think that she should be nerfed into the ground, but I'm just surprised some of these changes made it out of the PTB. Killer Qs though, for the first time in forever, are pretty decent, and I am having an absolute blast playing her so far, aside from the occasional team instantly giving up. Now let's get into why she's so strong. Number 1, she virtually has no cooldowns. For example, she can M1 immediately after her spit attack, but she can also whip attack immediately after shedding her body for the head form. Are you done? Oh my god, wait! Number 2, she has insane mobility. Obviously there are add-ons for her headlong flight, but I don't really think she needs them. Just the headlong flight by itself at base is really amazing. Number 3, her spit actually has auto-aim to a degree. You don't even need to spit directly on the survivors. Think of it like a Huntress Hatchet with hitboxes. And it also bounces off of walls, and if they pre-drop or vault, you'll still have a pretty good advantage right there. It'll bounce literally just off a tiny blip of the wall or the vault window itself. Number 4, the leech decay rate is super slow alone, and you can immediately reinfect, and even if they've already eaten a mushroom, even in chase, they are still susceptible to injury in her head form. Number 5, they've also added the ability to body block, and it is super strong at windows and pallets, obviously, especially when a survivor tries to re-vault a pallet, for example, if you're in head form. They can actually not vault back into you. You do not lose collision. You are actually body blocking them, and you can immediately get an injury or a down. From the PTB alone, she was already pretty strong, and I feel like the potential was there. You just had to work for it a little bit. In fact, one of my main issues was her head form in the PTB felt very stiff and very punishing. Think of it like a Demogorgon lunge, right? Where if you were going in some sort of straight line, maybe like Shack or around maybe a TNL, etc., that was fine, but around certain like roundabout loops, it would get a little bit more frustrating. So you'd have to resort to being an M1 killer. But again, that was probably one of her only real downsides, not having as much lethality in those scenarios. I also had an issue with her being locked out of certain animations, but this is kind of a problem with mini killers. It's something that you could have easily worked around, but that was kind of it for the PTB. Just some few slight tweaks, but instead of 1 or 2 tweaks, they actually gave a giga buff list straight out of the PTB. And previously, they revealed on their official Dead by Daylight Twitter account a couple of changes that they had coming up. And most people were like, okay, well, these are fine. You know, this is good. But when she came to live, people noticed there were multiple buffs that were undocumented, as well as a laundry list of what they had given her before. And once I had spent more time with her, I started to realize there are certain things that you can do with this killer that you cannot do with plenty of other killers, and it really shouldn't be in the game, so I'm surprised they actually had bought it in. But by far, the best ability that she has that no other killer has is just how good the FOV is when she's in her head form. You can see the top of a loop, you can see exactly where the survivor is going. It takes all of the guessing game and all of the skill out of mind gaming completely away. That is the one thing that is so strong on her right now. So because I didn't see this V coming towards me when I was approaching the end of the loop, I could have easily assumed, yeah, she's gonna go back. But I was able to see over the top of the entire loop and see her actual body to get this down. My webcam's kind of blocking it, my bad, but that would not have been possible otherwise. Now, given the track record that Behavior has when it comes to its killers like Skull Merchant or Kaneki, I don't think they're gonna wait too long this time around in order to put out a fix for her. But also knowing Behavior, I am so worried that they are gonna nerf this new fun and interesting killer into the ground. And I could be selfish and say, hey, I think she's perfectly fine because I've been playing mostly killer this week. But that would not be logical, and that would be me telling a fat lie. She does need some tweaks to her. She at least needs some sort of cooldown, but I also definitely think that her FOV needs to be tweaked because by far that is probably the strongest thing about her. That eliminates the need for mind games, and it is so brain off, but it's really fun to play her. She feels smooth. It's a new, unique idea in DBD as well. Plus, we haven't had any sort of Thai representation, so it's really cool. I actually had never heard about the Krasue before this. So props to the team for implementing this killer, the design, the sounds. All of the aesthetic is really there. It's just, I know that the player base is gonna, or should I say, survivor player base is going to hate facing her until they do something about it. Let me know what you guys think if you've been playing her. Killer queues are kind of bouncing around the 2 to 5 minute mark, but I will see you guys in the next video, maybe with some updated thoughts if they decide to do a hotfix on her.